How to avoid buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse, also called shopper's remorse or buyer's guilt, is the feeling of remorse for buying a product or service without really having a need for it. In many cases, buyer's remorse is the product of a hasty decision, and feeling of poor judgment tend to rise to the surface in the days and weeks following the purchase. Avoiding these feelings of guilt is a prime concern for many shoppers who buy items and services on a frequent basis. Using smart shopping techniques, you can circumvent some of the guilt associated with purchases and curb the pangs of shopper's guilt. Avoid making hasty decisions to buy products or services. One of the most common things cited when it comes to buyer's remorse is the lack of need for a product that was purchased on impulse. Television and commercial advertising, merchandise placed near checkout lanes, and high-pressure sales pitches are all designed with the goal of making the customer feel like the product or service is a necessity that must be obtained immediately. Sellers use words that trigger this reaction and then act even further upon this human tendency by using limited-time or one-day-only sales jargon to add a heightened sense of urgency to the transaction. In some cases, the seller may even convince the buyer that he is actually getting a bargain by purchasing the product immediately rather than waiting to make the purchase later. This sales jargon and method of promotion often leads to buyer's remorse as customers buy products they really didn't want or need in the first place. In many cases, these products had some appeal to a common human interest, such as getting in shape, making more money, or being able to do some mundane task faster and easier. To avoid being caught up in this trap and experiencing buyer's guilt later, carefully consider purchases to assess the product or service's real value to you, especially for luxury items such as exercise equipment or kitchen accessories, which often become expensive storage closet filler. One method to avoid the pangs of conscience that follow big or unnecessary purchases is to use shopping lists. When visiting the store, know what products you want before going in and only get the items on your list. If you see something that you feel is a must-have item, add it to your list for the next shopping trip. By doing so, you give yourself the opportunity to contemplate the purchase prior to spending money on an item and avoid buyer's remorse. This technique also offers the advantage of giving the buyer the opportunity to comparison shop for better prices. Buyer's remorse can make even worthwhile purchases seem like horrible shopping experiences. With careful attention to how one shops for products and services, it is quite simple to avoid buyer's remorse. Understanding how advertising and marketing works to motivate buying frenzy is a crucial point in steering clear of this trap.